Again, I'm talking to my buddy Chris Faraone from Dig Boston, digboston.com, on Twitter, @Faraone1. Well, I mean, when you talk about the amount of time and effort it takes to dig into even a giant story like the Olympics, of digging through emails, doing all of that, it's something that as a journalist, this is something that's a lot of effort, time. You've actually spearheaded this new project that's really, really exciting here in Boston, and I'm going to let you just lay it all out, what it is, what you're trying to accomplish. It's called BINJ, the Boston Institute for Nonprofit Journalism. Tell us all about it, man.
I appreciate it. So yeah, this is basically, people don't know my background. I used to be a staff writer at the Boston Phoenix, which was an alternative weekly in town since 1966. And then when that went out of business in 2013, I do a lot of national writing, but my heart's in the local stuff, the community journalism. That's what it's all about for me. And I like working with a lot of young reporters and up-and-coming writers and editors and stuff like that. So I went to Dig Boston, which is the smaller weekly, and we pumped it up. We put the feature well back in. Dan McCarthy, my co-editor there, and I, and a number of other people really, brought that paper into fighting shape, we're proud to say, and done a lot of investigations. At the same time, there's only so much resources. It's a smaller paper, and they've been great about helping us, helping the editors, get some of this new kind of content. For the Dig. The Dig hadn't done a lot of deep investigations in a while, and we brought in investigations about the city of Somerville, did a big thing called Boston Trolling that we talked about, surveillance. At the same time, I want to do more. There's a lot of freelancers in this city, and they should be working. And there's also a lot of community newspapers and independent publications, starting with the Dig, but there's a million. From the Dorchester Reporter, the Jamaica Plain Gazette, Blackstonian, websites. There's a number of independent outlets, and a lot of them are sustainable. A lot of them are they keep going and they do their thing. But as reporters, as journalists, we all have wish lists, right? We all have these stories that we'd love to do if there was a budget. So with the Boston Institute for Nonprofit Journalism, which is BINJ for short, we're basically an incubator. So we're putting together teams of freelancers. So one team maybe will have a small team would have at the very least an editor, a writer, a copy editor and fact checker, a designer probably, and a photographer. That'd be like your basic team. And we put those teams together, and they go and they do stories, and then we place those stories at different community and independent outlets that couldn't really afford that kind of journalism, and we help them punch out a weight class. And as importantly, we do a lot of enterprise features that run different components of them are going to be running in different places. So a great example of that is we're going to be doing a lot of content sharing with El Planeta. So right off the bat, Boston has a huge Latino population, a growing Latino population. We cover a lot of the same issues. We miss a lot of the issues at Dig Boston, for example, that should be important to our readers. And here it is. Here's their content in a different language. And we're going to be doing a lot of translation in that regard. I was on the phone just yesterday with Ruffalo over at El Planeta, and we were talking about the Olympic coverage and sharing ideas. So the communication, this is all about building a mighty force of freelancers and independent publications in Boston. So it's a complicated idea, but really at its heart, it's basic. We're an incubator, teams of freelancers, and we take that content and we distribute it to to the not just the grassroots level, but places that can reach the grassroots, really down at the community level.
Also, if you're in the Boston area, in the New England area, you guys are actually having a fundraiser on August 20th at Plow and Stars. So if you're in town, you should go check that out there Thursday night, August 20th. But if people aren't in the Boston area or they want to find out more, where do they find out more about BINJ?
BINJonline.org. So, this is like for any kinds of people, not just people in Boston, but basically we're doing the whole, I'm really, I'm into a lot of the, you call it geekery, but I'm into a lot of the new school journalism stuff. I really like showing how the sausage is made, as gross as that sounds. So if you go to BINJonline.org, you'll see a whole bunch of stuff like, we're working with something called solutions journalism. We're doing a survey of local freelancers. I hope you've taken that, Matthew. No, I'm serious. Please get on that. And but basically, next we almost have 100 people. So we're as we go along. There's nothing on the back. We're actually even going to have a dashboard as to how much we owe freelancers, how much we've paid out, and how long, how overdue it is. Not overdue, how long it is till people get paid. So it's a really transparent thing. Anybody who knows me knows that I am a writer, a freelancer at heart. I've been doing this for more than a decade now, and my heart's in it. And I've got to say a shout out to Jason Pramus from Open Media Boston, who is now a part of the Boston Institute for Nonprofit Journalism. A lot of people know Jason. He's got a lot more stripes than me. He's been teaching and operating in media circles in New England for 30 years. So I'm really psyched. And of course, other people, other people that are working with us are people from Dig Boston and John Loftus, who's been an operations manager at Dig Boston also, Emily Hopkins, who writes a Free Radical column. So we're trying to get just as many people involved as possible. Anybody who isn't interested, just hit me up at Faraone on Twitter, or you can just find us at the BINJ site. But yeah, this is all about building that community. We had our first meeting. I know you were out of town, but like more than 50 people came, and we covered the walls and issues that need to get more coverage and stuff like that. So it's just really positive, and getting that much power in one room it really felt like not that we can topple the Boston Globe, that's not the idea, but just shine light on issues that they are for some reason or another, and the other newspapers and television stations of record are ignoring.
And topple the Boston Globe. That
sure, why not?